Hey there, it's CJ Miller. I'm in my kitchen in Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay, so it's a food video that I'm going to do. These are four uh, pretty decent cut pork chops, at least a good inch thick, but uh, work with what you got, right? So get a pan, this is four of them out that fit. The topping on this is so simple. Any jar salsa that you have. This is a medium salsa, okay? And about 1/4 part kitchen bouquet to one, uh, say, cup of the salsa. Add in a little bit of cornstarch, uh, probably a quarter part to the cornstarch, and the liquid in the salsa is going to provide most of the moisture. And so you're going to stir that up into a bowl, and then you're going to just kind of spoon it over the top portion of the pork chop. If there's any bit left in the bowl, put a little bit of water and just kind of pour that around the pork chops just to get a little moisture in the bottom of the pan. Then we're going to 350 these pork chops in an oven until they are done. Remember to underline a glass pan, a Pyrex. Even if it can take the heat, I always underline a pan. What I do basically is I uh, take a metal pan, either sit the glass in the underlining, or either I'll invert the pan and I'll kind of pedestal uh, this. And so what I've got like a metal strainer in the oven that I'll set this on top of, so it'll kind of be a little bit elevated away even further uh, from a baking heat source, which comes from the bottom in this oven that I'm using. And basically just 350, and I'm just gonna watch it until it's done. Pork chops go a little faster than other cuts of meat, so cool. And lots of flavor on this one. And it's a heavy flavor on top of it, but as it cooks, it's gonna drip away and everything like that. So it'll provide a good coating and everything like that, but it's gonna make a really good presentation. You can serve this with anything that you want. I'm still doing keto. Uh, any uh, any carbs that I get are gonna come from the rub, or the marinade or the sauce that I've created. And you can simply use this as a marinade and then drip them and then shake it off if you want to. I'm just going to use it. I'm going to put it in the oven and cook it just as it is and let it be a really, really great tomatoey sauce, with the bits of everything that goes into a salsa. And that kitchen bouquet is all your aromatics and a little bit of a browning sauce. And if you felt like you wanted to turn these, you can. It's really not going to be necessary here. And it's almost going to be, an interesting, because it's going to be a 350 instead of a higher temperature, but we want to cook these pork chops at least till they're 160, 165 degrees, really, to be on the safe side. I've heard 160, and I've also heard 165. If it's a large cut of beef, it can be just slight pink, but really don't take any chances. Get your pork done, baby. So yeah, let's put this in the oven, and I will come back in a little while when it's done, and we'll see what's happening at the back end of this video. Yeah, that's gonna come out beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. So what I didn't tell you is that I put a mixture of the salsa, uh, the kitchen bouquet, the cornstarch, and what I didn't tell you is probably about a good chopped garlic. There's probably a good eighth of a cup of chopped garlic that I stirred in there also. Again, that's optional. I love garlic though. It's good. I hold to the belief that it bolsters the immune system, though that's not been medically proven. It certainly has not been debunked. Okay, so this is after being in the oven at 350, brought up to temperature for about 15 minutes. And I say that because I put them in the oven, started the oven. It takes about 5 minutes to come up to the preheated, temperature. So it preheated, and then when that preheating went off, to let me know that it was up to temperature, that's when I set my timer. So, roughly put it in the oven, let it come up to temperature, then do 15 minutes. But I don't feel this is quite done yet. Even underneath all this, around the right here, I'm not seeing the crispiness. I feel this can go a little bit longer. I'm going to go for 10-minute increments until I feel that these pork chops are done. It may only take one increment, but I just wanted you to see where we were. Now, this is a good time if you saved some of your rub that you put on and you want to flip them over. You can do that. I'm not going that fancy this time, but you certainly could do that. All right, so what I did was I put that back in the oven, as I said, for 10 minutes at the same temperature. It did really, really well. This is just about done, but what I want to do is I want to let this rest. Whenever you take something out of the oven, you want to let it rest. I've turned the temperature off. I'm going to actually let it rest in the oven and let it kind of cool for I'm going to set an alarm so I don't forget that it's in there, because it's not quite time for me to eat yet. I'm not going to eat until midnight, but this is going to look so great on a plate. If you want to make a little rice or pasta or something like that, or a little green salad or something, that would be great. I'm full on keto. No side for me tonight. Okay, so the meal, it was just slightly underdone. That's okay. If you ever are doing something like this and it's okay, that's what a microwave is for. If you pretty much have your meal, your main course, your meat, protein, whatever it is that you're doing, or anything, if it comes out just slightly underdone, you can finish it up in a microwave. It's okay, and that's not really gonna, if it's mostly done, but you just want to really make sure it's, you kind of want to get it there, you can finish it off in a microwave, and it won't toughen the texture or anything like that. But so here, let me show you. Here we are, and it looks wonderful just on a plate. And this is my meal. If I want to, I can go back and have a second one because it is protein. And this is one of the things that if you didn't care for the topping, you maybe could scrape the topping off or whatever, or you could use less. You can do this to taste. I love a lot of flavor. This is a salsa-based topping. Once again, it's salsa, 1 part to a 1/4 part of the kitchen bouquet. Probably another 1/4 part cornstarch. Maybe a 1/4 to an 1/8 part, a 1/4 to an 1/8 part of granulated garlic, and stir all that together in a mixing bowl. Spoon it over your chops. Put it in the oven at 350. Cook until done. If they come out a little underdone, or they're maybe taking a little bit too long at that temperature or whatever, just go ahead and finish them off in the microwave. It's not that big of a deal. It won't really affect it that much, the texture, and we have these wonderful flavors. And let me get in here and cut it and come back with a taste. And you can have like little bits of cheese, or you could have like a little salad, whatever, if you want something. But if you're like me and you're doing a keto diet, this is a great way to have some flavor. And of course, if you get the bits of fat, but you want to go like a little, healthier, you don't have to eat the fat around the edge. You can trim that away. Okay, so check this out. This is a very moist pork chop, very done and very moist, right? And I will be honest, if I taste it and I don't like it, Ziggy, Volume 3. Okay, so, yeah. If I'm watching a TV show and there's a character named Ziggy, Uh, he thinks that the AI thinks that the TV's talking to him, and he will respond accordingly. It's the wake word, the name Ziggy. So let me taste this for you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful way of getting a good, these this salsa takes on kind of a grilled. It's almost as if you, because of the, I think the combination of the aromatics in that kitchen bouquet, working with the heat and the Maillard effect that happens and everything, you get a caramelization going on, but you also get just that flavor of the salsa and everything that's in it, and going with the pork chop. And it's not like you're dipping a chip into a salsa, because that's not the only flavor, but it's there, and it's a there's a smokiness to this underneath everything. All these caramelized flavors come together. What you get with adding the garlic, I'll tell you here. Garlic has kind of a, you bite into a garlic, right? You've seen a piece of garlic or whatever, and it's like, you know what garlic tastes like. Well, when you take garlic and you roast it like this, that peppery spiciness of the garlic, it's different than an onion. An onion, you roast it and it renders almost a sweetness. But with the garlic, what happens, or you caramelize it or anything like that, but with the garlic, what happens is that you get a bitterness, a pungent bitterness that comes out. And so it really, really works with all the other flavors on here, you know. But that is why I went a little bit less with the garlic than other things, because I knew the bitterness would come out. But that's a good balance on that, because this is a nice tomato in the sauces and everything like that. So the garlic, uh, you know, kind of tones down that acidity and gives us a kind of a bitterness to the sweetness. You don't really taste the sweetness here, is what I'm saying. What else, if you wanted to, with this, I'll tell you what you do. And this is totally something I could see happening. Taking some apples and caramelizing them in a pan and having them on the side, or you could put a couple of apples in here. You can make a one pan thing. Uh, I'm glad I didn't do, or pears, and I'm glad pears. Why not? I'm glad I did not do that because of my keto diet, but that would work if you want to add just a natural fruitness, a sweetness to balance out. Um, a salad with some berries in it or something like that. So, this is a definite win. Um, the only thing, like I said, because I did it on such a lower temperature at 350, uh, because I want to be careful with newer recipes and so I either could have cooked it a little bit longer in the oven as it was, or I could have finished it off. And since I already had it sitting in a plate, uh, and looking at it and realizing that it could be cooked just a little bit more, I decided to go ahead and finish it in the microwave. Okay, so there we go. Bon appetit, love and light. God bless, and love and light. Ciao, Bella.